Merry meet, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Amherst. I'm Reverend Michelle Buhite, the minister of this congregation. My pronouns, which I offer to create a truly inclusive and brave space for all to live into the fullness of their identities, are she and her. Today I'll be joined up front by our Director of Faith Development, Angela Warren, and also worship associates, Meg Sabella and Hella Jacob. Sonia Jensen-Schell was to be our piano player, but she is in the snow. So we will once again have the Michelle show of running back and forth and running back and forth. And we'll all agree that I look very dignified doing it. As Unitarian Universalists, we are people of the wide path, engaging in a free and responsible search for meaning for ourselves, and then coming together to compare notes, to encourage one another, to support one another in spiritual growth. Throughout the month of December, we are exploring the topic of wonder, and today we open ourselves to experience wonder and awe at the rhythm of Earth's holy days as we celebrate the winter solstice. Let's face it, these December holidays are hectic. I'm usually already on overload, and this year, my husband Les and I are moving to a new home in the area, which means in the midst of everything, we are packing and preparing all the things that moving and buying and selling entail. So today's service is a respite from all of that. It is my hope that you will find meaningful rest and a new perspective as we give ourselves over to the wonder of the winter solstice. Just as a reminder for those of you gathered in this chapel today, please put your phones on airplane mode. We have Wi-Fi connectivity issues, and if your phone is taking up all the Wi-Fi, then our live stream folks have to wait while things are stalled. So in loving care of them and to not be disrupted in the midst of this, I encourage you to put the phones on airplane mode. And I will try to remember to let you know when we've landed at the end so you can resume having your phone available to you. We are a beloved community, a gathering of people who have chosen to journey together, to encourage one another, and to be part of something important and life-changing. Because we aspire to be such a people, we make bold promises about how we will aspire to be with one another. I invite you to join me in our congregational covenant. Together we promise to gather in compassionate community, to celebrate diversity of thought and unity of spirit, and to seek wholeness for ourselves, our children, and our world.
As we gather, we acknowledge that our church is built on land that was once nurtured and cherished by the First Nations people of this place, the Haudenosaunee, and the people known as the Neutrals before them. We offer this libation as our giveaway, symbol of our respect for and deep connection with the land. May we be good stewards of the land and courageously cultivate community with all living things.
It is our custom, when we gather, to light a chalice, the symbol of our faith that represents the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment. As we join together to honor the quiet and dark of the winter solstice, I invite you to a shared invocation of the light. We will read responsively. The words are on the screen momentarily. There we are. We live in many darknesses. So I read the one part and you read the all part. We live in many darknesses. We are often uncertain. We are sometimes afraid.
In the darkness, we light a candle of hope.
We all have sorrows. We have known pain. Each of us carries special regrets.
In our pain, we light a candle of forgiveness.
We are sometimes lonely, and the world seems cold and hard.
In our loneliness, we light a candle of warmth.
We have our joys, our times of happiness. Each of us receives gifts.
In our gratitude, we light a candle of thanks.
We have known awe, wonder, mystery, glimmerings of perfection in our imperfect world.
In our wonder, we light a candle of praise.
We bring together many uncertainties, many sorrows, many joys, much wonder.
We bring together many candles. Become one flame.
Together we may be nourished by its glow.
Our story this morning comes to us from Starhawk, an American theorist of feminine neopaganism and ecofeminism. A self-described witch, Starhawk was listed in Watkins' Mind, Body, Spirit magazine as one of the most 100 spiritually influential living people. An author and one of the founding mothers of the goddess movement, Starhawk continues to have a role in earth-centered spirituality, and this story comes from her book, Circle Round. Circle round and I'll tell you a story about when the sun was born again. It was the middle of winter, and the sun had grown very old. All year long, the sun had worked very hard, rising and setting day after day. All year long, the sun had fed everybody on earth, shining and shining, giving energy to the trees and the flowers and the grasses so they could grow and feed the animals and birds and insects and people. All year, the sun's gravity held tight to the spinning ball of the earth and the twirling ball of the moon and the 8 other whirling planets as they traveled around and around and around until the poor sun was dizzy watching it all. Now the poor, tired sun could barely make it up in the morning, and after a very short time, needed to sleep again. So the days grew shorter, and the nights grew longer, until the day was so short it was hardly worth getting up for. Night felt sorry for the sun. "Come to my arms and rest, child," she said. "After all, I am your mother. You were born out of my darkness billions of years ago, and you will return to me when all things end. Let me cradle you now as I shelter every galaxy and star in the universe." So night wrapped her great arms around the sun, and the night was very long indeed. Why does the dark go on so long? Asked children all over the earth. Won't the sun ever come back again? The sun is very tired, the old one said. But maybe, if you children say thank you for all the things the sun does for us, the light may return in the morning. The children sang songs to the sun. They thought about all the things the sun gave them. Thank you for growing the lettuces and the corn and the rice and the wheat, they said. Thank you for growing the trees of the forests and the seaweed in the oceans and the krill that feeds the whales. Thank you for stirring the air and making winds that bring the rain. Every time a child said thank you, the sun began to feel a little warmer, a little brighter. Wrapped safely in the arms of night, the sun grew younger and younger. At last, the children had to go to bed. We will stay up and wait for the sun to rise again, the old one said. Can't we stay up too, the children asked. You can try, but you will get too sleepy, the old one said. But you can each light a candle because all fire is a spark of the sun's fire. Put your candle in a very safe place and let it keep vigil for you as you sleep and dream of sunrise. So the children lit their candles and put them in very safe places, and each flame was a little spark of the sun's fire. And then the sun peeped out from between the arms of night and saw all the little fires and began to feel warmer and brighter and younger still. Early in the morning, the old ones woke the children. Together they climbed a high hill and faced to the east, the direction of sunrise. They sang songs to the sun and ran around trying to keep warm. They waited and waited to see what dawn would bring. The sky began to turn from black to indigo blue. Slowly, the sky grew light. A golden glow crept over the horizon. Night opened her great arms, and in a burst of brightness, the sun appeared, new and strong and shining. For in the long night the sun had rested well and grown young from the songs and the thanks of the children, young as a brand new baby, born out of night once more. Everybody cheered, and the children jumped up and down. The sun has returned, the sun is reborn, the people cried, and they danced and sang to celebrate the birth of a new day, and then went home to breakfast.
So this song is in two parts, and each part is sung twice. That's what the little 2X is about. It's not a sweater size. So I'm going to sing each of those parts once to put the melody in your mind, okay? So the first part, and don't sing with me. Don't, especially if you don't know the song, don't try to guess. I'll sing it through once. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Try it with me. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. And then it happens again. But the second time we don't go to the oh at the end. The second part goes like this. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. Try that with me. Return to who you are, return to what you are, return to where you are, born and reborn again. So now we're going to start at the beginning, and we'll sing each chunk twice, and then we'll go back and sing the beginning part again. Okay? Just follow me. I won't let you fall. Return again, return again, return to the home of your soul. Return again, return again, return Return to the home of your soul. Keep that note. Here we go. Return to who you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Return to what you are. Return to what you are. Return to where you are. Born and reborn again. Now we go back to the first part only. Return again. Return again. Return to the home of your soul. Return again. Return again. Return to the home of your soul. That was beautiful. Thank you. So in each order of service, at the top, where it tells you what date it is, just in case that's something that needs to be reminded. Mostly it's from me to know where I am. But it also notes that the order of the service is meant to follow the path of the labyrinth, where you enter and you circle around, you return again, and then eventually you are in the center. And that is the place of engaging. We enter the labyrinth, the inward journey, and we are seekers. So we're going to go into a time of quiet reflection. Each of us carries with us into this time concerns, joys, sorrows, and together we create the container where we can put down our burdens, knowing that they are held gently in this beloved community. For those joining virtually, I invite you to give voice to that which is on your heart, or perhaps if you're on the live stream, put it in the chat. For those of us here in the chapel, I invite you to come forward to place a stone on the table labyrinth. For those of you who are regulars, you will note that it has migrated. It's over on this side of the chapel. There's something over there. That comes later. But I invite you to come forward and place a stone or shell on the table labyrinth in honor of that which you carry with you today. Come forward as you will. Let's share a few breaths as we expand our circle to include those who may not be present, but whom we carry in our hearts. We think of those who are ill, those who are in pain either in body or in spirit, those who are lonely, those who have been wronged. We are part of a web of life that makes us one with all humanity, one with all the universe. We are grateful for the miracle of consciousness that we share, the consciousness that gives us the power to remember, to love, to care. May it ever be so in our lives. Amen, and blessed be.
Today is the time of the winter solstice nears. We pause to notice, to gather ourselves inward, to rest in the assurance that the cold and dark cannot last forever. The earth is faithful in the dance of the seasons. We have not yet disrupted her cycles so completely that there is no mercy, no rest. We begin our rite with words of hope and healing. You'll find the winter solstice rite in your order of service, and I invite you to respond with those elements noted as all. This is the time of waiting. This is the time of darkness. This is the time of coming to birth. We invoke the essence of the Mother of all. Hear our great Mother, robed in midnight, around whose head shines all the suns and moons of the universe. She speaks.
Blessed is the darkness, for in the darkness we conceive the mystery. Blessed is the light, for in light we give birth.
We call or cast the circle, honoring the guardians of the directions and calling their blessings into this space. North. We honor the earth and the ancestors. We feel our place in the cycle of death and rebirth.
East. We honor the air and the light of awakening. We delight in new life and inspiration.
South. We honor fire and the flame of passion. We value work and the heat of life.
West, we honor water and time for reflection. We immerse ourselves in the flow of time.
It's time to sing a chant. It goes like this. Join me at any time if you know this. Round, whoops, too high. Round and round the earth is turning, 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 round till morning, and from morning round to night. Round and round the earth is turning, 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 round till morning, and from morning round till night. Round and round the earth is turning, 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 round till morning, and from morning round to night. One more time. Round and round the earth is turning, 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 round till morning, and from morning round to night.
As the mother brought forth the darkness, let us rest in this moment. Pause in this darkness, emptying our minds, our emotions, accepting ourselves, each other, the universe as it comes to us in the now.
Now we will read the rite of release. I will read one, and Meg will lead together with you all, reading all. I release you from old promises.
I release myself from old promises,
From wishes and vows, public and private.
from wishes and vows, public and private,
From sorrows I may have caused you.
from sorrows others may have caused me,
Either in ignorance or with intent.
either in ignorance or with intent,
By my acts of willfulness or neglect.
by their acts of willfulness or neglect.
Let us release, let us empty ourselves fully of all that no longer serves.
I release myself and others now and forever of all the lingering things from our past times together that bring us pain.
As we enter into this time, this new year in the Earth's cycles, what new things do you want to invite into your life? What seed would you plant and have grow? What spark would you ignite? When we lit our solstice flame, at first it looked like nothing was happening. But as the energy gathered, the flame began to dance and to grow. This is the point in the wheel of the year where we begin to make that happen, because it is only in the dark that seeds can be planted. So I'm going to invite you to come forward as you will to this other table to light a candle of possibility and courage. Hella and Meg will hold up their flames, so all you will need to do is take one of the tea lights and dip your tea light into their flame and receive it, and place it on the silver tray. And I encourage you, as you're placing, to start in the center and work out so that we don't have any drama. Any more than I've tried to create for you today. And so I invite you to come forward as you will. And it's a round table, so you can go on all the sides. We close our rite with these words. As we leave this place, go back out into the bustle of the world, let us remember our journey on this winter solstice and carry our light out into the world. May we sense the light and love of all who surround us, both those ancient ancestors and all who will follow our path. We are grateful for the love and protection of the guardians of the directions, and with gratitude, we bid them farewell. It is up to us now to nurture that tender newborn flame into a steady flame that warms and sustains and inspires us. So breathe deeply. Find that inner core of peace. Find the courage to live in love. I invite you into our communal response. As we leave this gathering, let us carry this warmth. Let us share this light. May the flame grow deep within us. May the world be transformed by our brilliance as we are fortified by the sun's triumphant return. Blessed be.
May the love we have shared through our community gathering accompany us on our chosen paths as we hold our individual lights joined together to create a bright fire in the darkness.
May the circle be open and yet unbroken. May our celebration of this season of holidays draw deep from the abundant joy, fierce hopes, and enduring traditions of all our ancestors.
May all those seeking wonderment and illumination be guided by our torches. Let all those gathered here take the light of strength, power, wisdom, and love home to friends, family, and loved ones. From all of us to all of you, may you have a merry solstice and blessed Yuletide. Blessed be.
On our labyrinth journey, we spent time weaving that web of love and trust and wonder. We engaged in maybe the first time for you, a winter solstice rite, or maybe if you've done them all along, but this was very different. Wherever you are on that broad spectrum, you engaged. And now it is time for us to emerge, to return from that center, to retrace our steps. There are no shortcuts in the labyrinth. We retrace our steps until we are ready to move out into the world with whatever we have gained from this time together. Our service is drawing to an end, which means our service to the world is ready to begin. So let me tell you about some of the opportunities to connect and serve in the days to come. In just a moment, Cheryl Tomasulo is going to share some words regarding our pantry ministry. I want to say a couple things first. Throughout this month, we are sharing the offering with the Little Free Pantry. It's a vital ministry of this congregation. It is a way for us to have outreach into the community. So here's how you can be part of that as part of the shared offering. So all designated checks made out to UU Amherst, but with pantry in the memo line, all of those funds will go to the pantry. Any cash that you happen to throw into the basket on the way out, if it's just loose cash and doesn't have like a note attached to it, that goes to the pantry. If you're like, I don't carry cash anymore, who lives in this society and has cash? It's a miracle when I open my billfold and there's cash. So you can also text your gift, and I'll give you information about that, or go to our, there it is. There's our text stuff. And you can go to our website. And I'll find some envelopes to have in the back so you can designate cash if you happen to be one of those people that actually carries cash. I'm in awe and wonder. So, Cheryl, would you come up and tell us more about the story of the pantry and your involvement?
Hello, I'm Cheryl Tomasulo, Chair of Amherst Little Free Pantry. Today I want to celebrate, I'm changing my ideas a little bit, but I want to celebrate the people that make the pantry go 24/7, 365 days a week, including holidays, that make our pantry so different and awesome from all the other pantries around, I think. So who and what is involved in keeping our pantry stocked every single day? First, it starts with the Pantry Distribution Center, off the church foyer, where we enter for Sunday service. Marie Evans shops weekly for the pantry, filling the PDC, as Reverend Michelle has called it. A lot of time and energy and effort go into getting the best deals by our shopper-in-chief, as Marie is affectionately known. Marie shops BJ's, Aldi's, Tops, and Wegmans, and knows exactly how much she will pay for a can of peas. All the beautiful food-grade shelving in the PDC was generously donated by Diane and Don Tucker so that we can be organized and not have items stacked up on the floor as we did in the past. During COVID, we even had a shelf building party with everyone wearing masks and Don bringing in his air purifying system. The next group of volunteers are called the baggers. Folks like Joan Silman, Meg Sabella, Andrea Joyner, and Virginia Snyder will take a large bag of tea bags, for example, and then put 6 or 7 bags in a Ziploc that can then be put into the pantry for distribution. The same can be said for any item that we get donated in bulk, like Depends, diapers, feminine hygiene products. The third step are the closet stackers, Roger Keeney and Marlena Rice. The closet by the front door entrance of the mansion is the staging area for all the food. This way, those that have to stock the pantry are not running back and forth between the pantry at one end and the PDC at the other end. I mean, this is certainly a great way to get your 10,000 steps, but it's not very efficient. And lastly, the pantry stackers themselves. The pantry is stocked every single day, including holidays. We have 10 stackers, and I'm going to name them all. Doreen Park, Dave Colfie, Ron Palmieri, Meg Sabella, Pat Burke, Betty Crump, Catherine Tchaikovsky, Judy Churchill, and Simon and Kim Diana Connolly. In the winter, this could be a brave endeavor, as stacking can leave your fingers a little numb. Other folks who are essential to our mission is our treasurer, Bunny Malone, who keeps our financial records. And then there's our grant writing team of Lorraine Marcus, Doreen Park, and Marlena Rice. I can't say enough good things about Angela Warren, our gardener in residence, who made our dream of fresh produce for our pantry users a reality this year. The whole process of planning the garden, planting the crops, tending and watering the plants, and then harvesting was a huge effort. Her team of gardeners included Ron Palmieri, Diane Bonfinger, Virginia Snyder, Marge Marseals, Linda Gardner, Wendy Lettieri, Jackie Babka, Mike Sijak, Eileen McAllister, Mike Elise, Isaac Vorenkamp, and community members Adam Lemoncuso and Joel Rapp. I also want to recognize our artist in residence, Meg Sabella, who designed and created fun tote bags as a fundraiser during our Living Green Festival. And then there is more recently our superhero, Don Tucker, who took the time out of his extremely busy schedule to construct an insulated cabinet which will permanently go into the pantry so our food items do not freeze. As you can see, The pantry is a huge team and UU community team effort and is truly a work of love. Anyone who would like to join our team, feel free to contact me. I will be selling candy bars during coffee hour. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Yes. Wow. All those people making it happen. As Cheryl mentioned, our pantry is never closed. Crummy weather, pantry stockers are out there doing their thing. So grateful for that incredible ministry. After church, in addition to an opportunity to buy candy bars, there's cake. We are honoring our outgoing Director of Faith Development, Angela Warren, who is just with us for a tiny bit more. And we are offering our belated thanks to Chris Berry, who was our caretaker for 9 years and retired in September. And because he's a caretaker, he is home taking care of his mother today, so he was not able to be with us. So that means you have to eat 2 pieces of cake. I'm pretty sure that's true. I also want to let you know about our Christmas Eve services, which are speedily arriving next weekend. And we will have Christmas Day as well, and if you would like to join us, it'll be very relaxed and informal. Might just be me. But you are certainly welcome on Christmas morning at our usual time. But Christmas Eve, our service is going to be at 4 o'clock, and that should make it so that everybody can get home before full dark, because driving in the dark is a bit of a challenge. It'll be a fabulous family service. Bring your friends, bring your family. It should be a really meaningful time as we celebrate Christmas Eve together. And you can look at the back of your order of service. It has all kinds of good information on there. And as you see, the information about giving. And our usher, Elaine, will be at the back with a basket in case you would like to contribute on your way out. Because we pick fruit from trees we did not plant. We drink water from wells we did not dig. And this is as it should be, so long as we will dig and plant for those who will come after us. I invite you to rise in body or spirit as we sing our closing blessing together. That means stand up. As you're able. Travel light and travel easy till I see you once again. Travel light and travel easy, and remember I'm your friend. May the road rise up to greet you as you leave your past behind. I will think about you gently, and I'll hold you in my mind. Travel light, look at one another. Travel easy till I see you once again. Travel light and travel easy, and remember I'm your friend. And join me in our closing words as we extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Go in peace.